Hello guys, welcome to the 10th annual Ryder Cup preview. Crazy that we've been doing this for a decade already. Here we have the picture of last year's winners, captained by Nick Hand. Start off with a little bit of the Ryder Cup history. Back in 2014, we got Ian beat Laud in that very first one. It was at Hidden Valley. We then went to Pine Meadows for a year, a random year at Mahoning Valley. I don't remember where that came from or why. Went back to Pine Meadows for a couple. Back to Hidden Valley, where we had the famous tie between Pez and I, where we played two playoff holes. And then we have the last two were Hand versus Billy D in pretty close Ryder Cups, 30-24 in 2021, and then we had 22.5 to 19.5 last year, which I believe was more of those like backdoor close ones. Like we all pretty much knew the results, and then the matches at the end kind of made it a little bit closer. But I'm just going to go through these. I mean, you can pause them at any time if you want to go into more detail on any of the slides. Here we have our captain's record. So I am captaining my fourth Ryder Cup team. One win, one loss. I said that win was the tie against Pez at Hidden Valley. Forget who I would have lost to in the other ones, to be honest with you. 70.5 points won, 79.5 lost. And I'm going up against Billy D, who previously noted lost the last two, but in close fashion. So he's 43.5, 52.5, or 45% win rate. Here are the records that people are shooting for, and now I realize that when I made this, I completely cut off what record it is, but I'm sure this is just going in the order of Pez and Steve shot 5 under in the Shamble format. Shamble format's the first 6 holes, which is a crazy impressive score. Myself and Murph, and then Murph and Steve 5 under in the better ball, and then Laud and myself in Scramble. That would have been last year, 5 under in Scramble. And then we have front 9. We were 6 under in the front 9. Steve and Murph, a crazy good, that was last year, 7 under 29. And then Laud and I at 12 under 60. So a lot of the records were set last year, and those are the ones that you'd be playing for if you're looking to break any of the Pine Meadows records. Here is how the draft shook out. Once again, this is just a screen that if you want to look at it in more detail, you can just hit the pause button and see how things shook out. But it was the standard Twilight draft where one person gets the first pick. So since I was on top of the Ryder Cup standings, I got to decide whether I wanted first pick or next two. I took first pick, Billy D got next two, and then it was a simple back and forth from there. So that is how the draft order came to be. And here are the teams stacked up side by side. Once again, something that you can go back, or you can take a pause if you want to look at it in more detail. Wanted to give you a little bit of info before we start with the going through the pairings. So I am going to charge a $5 entry fee. I wasn't originally sure if I was going to do this or not. Some years it depends on how well the pot's doing. But I'm going to charge $5. You don't need to worry about paying for that to Steve on the day of or anything. This will just carry on to next year. So whatever your balance is right now, that I want paid to Steve. You know, text him. I have his Venmo and stuff. Remember, I don't do anything with the dick list stuff, so please don't email or text me about it. I have nothing to do with it. That's all to Steve. I'll give you his number if you need it, but you should be able to just look up his email too to find that. So make sure those get paid, because that's how we pay for the party at Red Lion. But I am going to charge a $5 entry fee to everybody playing, and that's going to go a little bit to Scrolf. We're going to do the live scoring on Scrolf again, and it's going to go to the course contest. So I'm going to have 6 course contests. CTP on the 4 par 3s, closest second shot on number 2. Number 2 is a no, I don't want that to be on number 2. That's a typo. I want it to be on number 3. Closest second shot on number 3, because that is a Shamble hole, so everybody will be hitting a second shot on. And then longest putt on number 12. So I'm going to pay out $20 in those 6 contests, and then the rest is going to go to the scroll fee and, little extra to the pot. For those of you new to the Ryder Cup, the format is first 6 holes are shamble. That's when you both tee off, you take the best drive, and you play your own ball in. Okay, so you finish up with 1 score on the hole. 7 to 12 is better ball, 13 to 18 scramble, and each match has 6 points. Okay, 1 point for shamble, better ball, scramble, and then 1 point for front back total. That's how you get your 6-inch stroke play. So you're not going 1 up, 1 down. The first hole you play, if your team makes a 4 and the other team makes a 6, you're not 1 up, you have a 2-shot lead. Okay, everything is done stroke play. That gives you a chance to make up a ton of shots on 1 hole. So that's just how we do it. Yeah, every match is worth 6 points. So what do we have? 9 matches. 9 times 6, 54. So you'll need 27.5 points to win the Ryder Cup. Okay, now I'm going to go through the pairings. So this starting hole that you see is unofficial. Andy, they have a shotgun going out that morning at 7 or 7:30. So he gave me this is the estimate. We're going to go from 7 to number 1, but he's going to let me know when we get there. So I put the hole for his estimate. It might be 1 or 2 holes off. So you could be starting in the the middle of a format. For those of you starting on let's say number 6, you're going to play 1 hole of shamble and then you're going to go right into better ball. So you just need to be aware of the hole that you're starting on. All right, so I started off by putting it went myself, then Billy, myself, Billy. It's how we put the pairings. So I started with myself and Law. Just put it. We're 3 years in a row. We've played awesome together. Won we're doing. It's why I wanted first pick. I wanted Laud. I wanted to get back out there, and it was a pretty easy response for Billy with Steve in hand. I have the line set -120 both ways, tie at +300. So, dead even. Just like I say with all the majors, when I put all of us at the same odds, who knows, major toss-up, anything can happen. And if you have questions on how the odds work, you can just text me, and when you put the bets in, I'll let you know how the -120 and the plus bets work if you're not familiar with betting. And then once again, down here, I have all the stats for the different formats, the total points, the match records. So if you're interested in checking out your own and anybody else's, and I'm moving too fast on here, you can just hit pause on YouTube and check those out. So now, match number 2. This was Billy D's turn. Billy D sent out Soup and Puzzy. I responded with Carson, Felty, and Allen. Another one that I think is going to be very close. As you can see, I set -120 both ways. Soup is playing the yellows, so take that into consideration. I probably should have put a note on there to remind people when they're betting. So you got Soup playing the yellows, Puzzy super long, Carson super long. Allen won a major this year. Think it's a pretty good match. Allen also making his Ryder Cup debut, but overall just not a ton. Soup's played in 2, Puzzy 2, Carson 1. So a lot of newer scores in match number 2. Now it was my turn to set out a pairing, and I sent out Bailey and Pez. Bailey with the 6-0-1 has never lost a Ryder Cup, so I'll take those chances on my team. He is 3-3-1 in matches, playing against Billy D and Foster. So Billy, the captain, paired himself up with Foster for this one. Foster's got a very good 5-1-1 record in Ryder Cups. Third match in a row. I think it's dead even. Set -120 both ways. So good luck betting. Toss up. Match number 4. So it was now. I lost track. So it was. I said it. Billy said it. I said it. Billy. Okay. So it was Billy's turn. Billy sent Jay-Z and Baney, and I responded with Joe and AB. I did give my team the slight advantage here. I think Joe, combined with AB's length, is going to be a very solid team. I just think they're going to get a little bit of money. And remember, the way I set these lines, it's some of the times it's not always what I think. I have to kind of predict where the money is going to come. I don't want to set a bad line and take a lot of action on one side. I'm trying to get balanced action. So I just thought I was going to take some money on Joe and AB's team, so I gave them the slight favorite. Nothing crazy over here. AB's played in more than one Ryder Cup, but when he stopped playing with us for a couple years, I generally just delete people if they don't play. So he's really played more than one. But I have him as 1-0. Baney 3-3. He's playing in his 7th one. Joe's 2-1, and Jay-Z at 0-2, 2.5 points won, 9.5 points lost. Slight favor to Team Blue. Now it was my turn, and I put out Doc Marangel and Jack Barton against, and Billy D responded with Eck and Ebb. Eck, awesome Ryder Cup record. 6-1, 28.5 points won, 13.5 lost. Eck and Ebb playing the golds. Doc Marangel playing the golds. I think Eck and Ebb are a really solid team together. I think I'm going to get a lot of action on them, so I wanted to put it at a number where people really had to think about whether they wanted to go up against them or not. So minus 300 plus 260. Billy D's turn. Billy sent out Bill Burke, the Shenandoah duo, and Jimmy Nida. They're both making their Ryder Cup debut against Mark Gallagher and Tony Barone. I like Gallagher in this pairing. Against the 2 Ryder Cup rookies, I gave them a slight edge, making them minus 140. Gallagher 1-2, Tony 0-1. My turn. I sent out Mambo and Jack. Mambo is going to be playing the yellows in this pairing against Steele and Puzzy. Super even pairing. I think this can go either way. Doc Puzzy's making his Ryder Cup debut. The rest are veterans, playing in quite a few of them. Jack's got a solid 3-1 record, 14 points won, 10 lost. Steele 2-1-1. Mambo's not the best, 1-4-1. But yeah, I just think overall this is one that could go either way. Set it dead even. All right, Billy D put out Schnecky and Jake. Jake, our second flight major winner at Sugarloaf, playing in his first Ryder Cup. I responded with Ben and Gower. Gower's first Ryder Cup. Ben's played in every single one of them. He has a record of 3-5-1. Schnecky's record is 1-3, so we don't have anything really outstanding going on in this pairing, as you can see by the line. I think this is a pretty much toss-up too, setting it at minus 120 both ways. My turn to set. No, did I get through them all? Really, that was fast. I was thinking I was running out of time here, and I have plenty of time. Yeah, I got through them all. Okay, so here's a summary of the betting odds. And you can see Team Blue here at the bottom. I have minus 120 both ways. I think it was close. The draft shook out in a way, and sometimes you get these really lopsided matchups. I mean, I had those a couple years ago where Ben was involved in the match. I don't exactly remember who it was, but it was super lopsided. I didn't set the odds high enough. The book got absolutely slammed on that matchup. So depending on how the captains and the pairings do things, these matchups can come up where it's like, and you kind of feel bad. It's like you're setting that person up for failure. And I really don't think that happened this year. Yes, I have the Eck and Ebb one a little bit high, but in past years, we would have lots of these minus 300s. But I didn't feel the need to. I thought Billy D did a great job. And the draft board, it kind of went, I thought he was beating me in the beginning. When we were doing the live draft, and I want to say like 10 picks in, I'm like, he kind of knows the guys I was looking to draft, and he was poaching them from me. Steve was helping him assistant captain, which Steve is occupies 25% of my brain, so he knows exactly how I want to do things. So that kind of killed me having Steve over there. It was like drafting against myself. So that made things a little bit difficult. But then I felt like I kind of rebounded on the second half of the draft. I was really focused on getting guys like team chemistry and guys who I know like playing together and balancing each other's games out. But when I was set, when they were going and we were bouncing back and forth in the pairings, I'm like, damn, this is working out really well. They're super balanced matchups. Now, that's not going to say, could there be some 6-0s? I'm sure that would be there's a great prop bet, side bet for anybody who wants to call one in. Will there be a 6-0 match? I'd have to go back in history and look to set the lines. But you guys are free to send in any prop ones. I can't remember if I got any of these last year, but if you wanna parlay sides together, you're more than welcome to do that, or come up with will there be a hole in one? How many eagles will there be? Like number two is a great one. Will number 2 be eagled? you're more than welcome to call in any of those prop bets and have some fun with it. So I'm running out of time here. I only have a couple seconds left. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'm super pumped to see everybody this Saturday at Pine Meadows. I hope the weather works out for us.